so that was don't get around much anywhere, and that's one of the most popular jazz standards, and that was I played that because today we're going to be learning from La La Land, A Lovely Night, and A Lovely Night has a lot of medium swing, which is just like how Don't Get Around Much Anymore is like. And so I thought it'd be good to get everyone into like the jazz mood. But anyways, we'll start by listening.
The sun is nearly gone.
Okay, so we'll start with the intro. It starts with da 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 da. So you can hear that that's an arpeggio going downwards. So we should be able to find the first note. Ba. It turns out to be an A. And then, since we can hear that's arpeggiating downwards, we'll just skip down. So that's a... From the looks of that, if we build that chord, it looks like a B flat major seventh, which is a possibility. And then when you hear that intro, you could tell that it climbs downwards. It goes downward in half steps. So it's the same chord, but just brought down by half steps. So that goes, the A goes down to G sharp, the F goes down to E, the D goes down to C sharp, and the B flat goes down to A. Yeah, and it goes another half step down. And so based on the right hand, we could figure out the chords for each one. And based on that, the entire sonority of that doesn't sound like a major. It's more of a minor. It's in a minor context. So if we keep going down like another skip, then we land on the G, and that sounds more like the correct chord. So that's what we're gonna say. That's a G minor 9, because this A makes that chord a 9, and so that'll be G minor 9, and because we know it just goes down by half steps, we would know it's the chord progression would go G minor 9, F minor 9, and then G minor 9, F sharp minor 9, and F minor 9. And ba-da. Ba-da. We could clearly hear that in the recording, but we also can hear that the A flat tends to stay in the same place. So right now we have those two notes, the A flat and the G, to build that chord, but as we like listen to it more and more, we figure out that so trying out the C, that sounds like it goes into it. And later you could tell that the chord turns out to be a B flat 13, because this is the 13th, and in a 13th chord the 9th is already built in, so that's when we play the C, and this would be the 7th, this would be the 3rd. Yeah, and so with the left hand, you'd end up just playing the chords. Alright. Now, moving forward.
The sun is nearly gone. The lights are turning on.
We'll move on to the melody. And the melody starts with the night, the nights, the nights, and we figure out that that's a G to E flat. The nights are nearly gone, nights are nearly gone, the lights are turning on. So the da-da-da is the same for both. The only things that change are the E flat and G, and then the F and A flat. And we could figure out the chords for those measures based on the first two. Because like since these two are the same, obviously these two notes, like the first two notes of each measure must like determine the chord, or our chord tones themselves. And so easily we know that from looking at it, we could tell that's a E flat major. And then the next two are F and A flat. So that looks like the 1 and 3 of an F minor chord. So that's what we're gonna go with. Lights are turning on. No, the lights are turning on. Yeah. So then we'd have together the lights are turning on. No. What's the lights are turning on. The silver shine. Alright.
A silver shine that stretches to the sea.
A silver shine stretches to the sea. That's our the next part of the melody. So the lights are is nearly gone. The lights are turning on. A silver shine that stretches in the sea to the sea. yeah, so that would be you can hear from the melody that there's a pattern going up, and that's just a skip, step, skip, step, skip, step, skip. And based on that, we can hear that. Well, the first chord, it's given to you basically a G major, but just playing G major with that would sound pretty bland. So always adding the seventh, adding the seventh would make it more rich. And listening to the melody carefully, you'd think that there'd be a chord change there and there and there. And so looking at the note that's being played, so that's an E flat. So our possible options are maybe an E major, but that doesn't sound right. So another possible option would be a C minor. And we'll add the seventh. So playing it would be and then going from C minor, da, da, da. Now we have an F. So thinking about chords related to C minor, we could think of, since we're using C minor 7, we can think of related chords, and some possible options include the F7 or B7. But then here with the melody, it sounds better to go to the B flat 7. So we'll use that. And then to the C, ba-da-ba. Okay, so now we land on a G, and it sounds like a pretty major chord. So a major chord that includes a G, and that has a smooth transition from B flat 7. Based on, like, if you've taken theory courses, you would know that B flat 7 goes easily to E flat major. And here we'll use an E flat major 7. And so together that would be the same, so the chords are gonna stay roughly the same. F, so E flat major 7, and then A minor, F minor, So the da 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 is relatively the same, but it's the exact same chord progression. And then here's a big shift in the song. So as you listen to it,
we're ashamed to are you and me. Some other girl, guy would love.
and that's where the swing pattern really starts to kick in. So yeah. We could start with the melody for that.
This work, mother girl and me.
Some other girls and guys, some other girls, some other girls. So that starts on a C. Other girls and guys. So that'd be C. Da 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 da. And again, trying to figure out the melodies would be a lot easier if you've already done all your practice with like interval hearing. So da da da. Da 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 da. Okay, so let's figure out the chords. Da da da. All right, well, again, A flat. Our friend A flat comes along, so we can probably guess that the F minor 7 will come along. And because we know this is like a typical medium swing jazz piece, we're gonna assume that there's gonna be a lot of dominant sevenths, which is very prominent in a lot of jazz music. So we're just gonna go with F minor 7. Other girls and guys, and here we would think that there's a chord change. So, and we also land on the D, which in the case of like if you start with F minor, the fourth is a B flat. So building the B flat chord, B flat 7 would be very logical to do. Da 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 da. Da ba ba da 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 da. All right, and right there, those two notes, the B flat and G, are a dead giveaway that it's going to be an E major. But this one is actually not a dominant 7. It turns out to be a major 7th. So the chords would go from F minor 7, B flat 7 to E flat major 7. Da 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 da. and the next chord turns out to be a C7, because if we look at like the relation between the E flat major 7, we could see that the B flat and the G are shared between the two chords, and so that would be a logical step. And so with the left hand, because we figured out the that basically is repeated over and over again. And because this is a swing chart, the left hand ends up playing the bass line. And so if you combine those together, you would get something like after those 4 measures, 8 measures. And okay, we can move on. This could never be. This could never be. So we start on a C, and if you keep listening carefully, then you can make out the A flat major 7, and then from there, da da, this can never be, ba da da. So D, F, usually that always is a good indication that you get a B flat 7. Yeah. This can never be. So we okay, so we go from this could never be A flat major 7 to B flat 7. Da 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 da. sounds like another minor chord. So minor chord with a B flat. G minor seems like a good bet. So we decide on G minor 7. And from G minor to C7. G minor 7 to C7 is just like a very common progression. Yeah. And then da da da. That sounds familiar. The F minor 7. Waste of. And yeah, so that's all we're gonna go over today. So from the top, it probably will sound something like. Fudge. What? Yeah, so that definitely is probably the toughest piece to transcribe in La La Land, because there's just so many different elements. Like all the instruments in the arrangement are not piano, so yeah, just simplifying it down, really hearing the chords out. That's got to be the toughest part. But hopefully you guys really enjoyed the series. I've had fun making them, and remember, this is basically a guide to help you transcribe any pop tune. So I hope I gave a lot of helpful tips, and see you guys later.